Hello there. Today we'll be talking about learning how to think like the rich so you can grow your wealth. Welcome to Straight Talk with Dr. Ide, where I talk about wealth creation and financial discipline. I am Dr. Olaide Jinodu. If you're not yet subscribed to this channel, I know you're missing out. Why don't you subscribe right now and hit that notification bell so you get notifications every time I post new videos. Now straight to the chase. Learning how to think like the rich in order for you to grow your wealth. I will start with crushing the lack mindset. That's the poverty mindset. You attract what you think all the time. When you think lack, you most likely will lack a lot. You need to wake up to that reality that it's just a state of mind. There is abundance. Always think abundance. There is more than enough on earth. That's the sincere truth. It's just a concept of perspective. Stop complaining and try to think from within. Look around. There's something you have that we all need. It has been said times without number that the difference between a rich man and a poor man is the way they think. A rich man, in the midst of hardship, thinks about how to rise up, how to get up, thinks about how to make money from the next person and the next person. What value can I exchange? Always think of value. There's a value change. Create value, and people will willingly give you their resources, their wealth, their money in exchange for whatever services, whatever value you have created. So stop thinking lack. Think prosperity. Think prosperity. There is more than enough on earth. You just need your eyes to be open to the right source. So your source. Secondly, you need to be aware that the resources available on earth are more than enough for every one of us. Yes, the 7 billion people on earth. If everybody sits down to think, yes, we all can have something to hold on to. At every point in time, appraise and take stock of what goes through your mind. What do you think about day in, day out? Are you always thinking lack? Are you always complaining about the community, about the economy at large? You need to sit down and think. Do you really need to depend on the government? Is the government responsible for your sustenance? If the answer is no, I guess you need to wake up on your skills. Be sincere with yourself. If you currently have no skills, I guess you should find one. Take out time, reflect. Sit down and study the planet which you exist in. There's enough resources. You most likely are just not strategically locating yourself in the right place. A lot of us are complaining because we are following the bandwagon. We've not discovered where we truly fit. Now, I'm not talking about what you studied in school, probably university or polytechnic. I'm talking about your niche. I'm talking about what comes easy to you. Have you learned to capitalize and convert your skills, your passions to money? Yes, you need to sit down and think about these things. What am I really good at? What comes to me easy? How can I convert this to money? How can I create this to a skill or a service that people are willing to pay for? Yes, I can see you're waking up now. Taking me to my third point, cash flow is necessary. Are you a salary earner and you have a fixed salary? Well, good. That's good for sustenance. But now I want you to start thinking like an entrepreneur. Look at your immediate environment. What is lacking? What do people really need that you can offer? Now, don't assume things. When you want to pick a sector to start putting money into, a business, a small business, a side gig, you need to think and ask yourself sincerely, is this really going to stand the test of time? In the next 5 years, will this business I'm about to start still be relevant? If the answer is no, don't put your hand in it. Always look for things that people would always need, like food. Clothing, yeah, but food, yeah. Very, very fantastic, very necessary. Data, understand? You can't do without data. So you can start your business around something like that. Ensure it's something you understand very well so you don't get your hands burnt. My fourth point here is always think of investments to multiply your money. When we talk about investments, you need to be very careful here. A lot of people have misconstrued the concept of investment. When we talk about investments, we don't really mean putting your money in one forex or one thing that you don't understand. No, we talk about things you understand. Do you understand real estate? No matter how little. Do you understand buying and selling? Do you understand your business? Put money in what you're sure of, multiply it. You don't need to look for an expert, so to speak, a broker that will broker and run away with your money. You know what I'm talking about. No offense to the brokers, but I'm just being real here. Now, when we talk about investment, we talk about things that you understand and you learn about. That's why you need to be knowledgeable about all of these things. Learn to read. One thing the rich does a lot is they read. They read. Poor people don't have time to read. They have time to complain about the economy. Instead of facing their lives, grabbing the bulls by the horn, they are going about complaining about everything. You've been complaining for the past 10 years. Has that improved your life? Complaining doesn't solve anything. Read books. There are so many books to read. Why don't you invest your time on reading? Invest in your mind. The more you read, the more your mind becomes enlightened. You start to change the way you think. A rich man's book is a secret window into his life. All his secrets of how he got wealthy are in that book. But you are there just complaining, reading newspaper, sports. I'm not saying these things are not necessary, but you need to focus on the right thing that will lead to your sustenance and ensure that you grow your wealth. Because like it or not, with all this mist of complaining and all that, there are people who will make a lot of money from you legitimately daily. So wake up and smell the coffee. Number 5, very important. Know your risk limit and don't get greedy. A lot of people are very greedy. You start a business and you see that it's fetching a lot of money and you get greedy. You increase the stakes so early. You most likely will get your hands burnt. Be patient. Be patient. Nobody becomes a billionaire or a millionaire in a year, except you're very lucky. You need to flow with the process. There's a process of growth. It's slow and steady, but gains traction along the line. You need to be patient. Don't get greedy. There's a fine line between greed and the desire to be wealthy. Know your risk limits. You probably have just like $1 million naira. It is very foolish for you to invest 800,000 naira of that 1 million naira in something you don't understand. Why don't you spread your 1 million naira that is available for investment, probably 200 in 5 places, or 200 in 3 places, and watch it grow? So just in case you lose the 600, you won't get burnt. You still have 400 to rely on. But my point here is that you don't get greedy. Understand what you're putting your money into. Don't just depend on what people say. Do the maths. Number 6, there is always abundance. I can't overemphasize it. Always think abundance. When you start to think abundance, you attract abundance. When you think lack, you attract lack. It's a no-brainer. I dare you, for the next 1 month, wake up in the morning and say, there's more than enough for me. There's abundance. Keep thinking abundance and you see what you attract. Say it consistently and think it. Start to think of abundance and you see that your brain opens up to a lot of opportunities. I can bet you there are opportunities around you, but you're blinded to them because you are focused on your situations and circumstances, on the lack, on the famine and the land. Wake up. There's always abundance. You need to open your eyes to see it. It all starts with your mind, how you think. Number 7, plan and put structure to your day-to-day living. The rich are very organized. One thing you'll find about the poor is that they are very disorganized. They are scattered. They are here and there. They don't have to-do lists. They don't have goals. They don't set goals. The rich are very deliberate about the steps, every step they take. The rich plan their vacations. Yes, they don't get burnt out. The rich plan their activities. They plan exercises. They plan their monthly checkups with the doctor. They engage in regular exercises, which the poor don't have time for. So you need to put structure to your life. You need to plan. You need to set probably 1 hour a day to reading. Reading on investments, on business ideas, on how to grow rich. You can learn firsthand from a lot of authors. Put a structure to your life. My 8th point here is keep rich people around you. The more you keep rich friends, the more you start to think like them and act like them. When you keep rich friends, whenever there's an investment opportunity, you'll be the first to know because you are in their circle. But when you're not in that circle, you will be completely oblivious of such information. So you need to create a circle of rich people. I don't mean wannabes, I mean rich guys. Coded rich guys, yeah. Keep them around you. Ensure that your friends are rich. If 6 of your friends are rich, I can tell you who the 7th rich person is. You. But if you surround yourself with a pity party, a group of people who keep begging, asking money from day in, day out, you probably will stay and die poor. Sad to say. I know that might sound harsh, but that's the truth, the reality. So if you want to grow rich, start to keep a circle of rich friends. People you know who are legitimate, who are legit, you know. And they start to tell you things. When you talk, when you spend time with them, you get to understand what they think about, how they think, what they talk about. They talk about productivity, talk about things, the latest investments, what to put their money into. But when you spend your time with a lot of poor people, all you talk about is politics, women, unproductive stuff. My 9th point here is help the poor, but don't think like them. Now, who are poor people? Poor people are people who believe that their sustenance comes from other people. They are so lazy to look from within. They just keep looking for who to ask for sustenance, who to beg. They are so comfortable begging, asking for money because they feel they can't really amount to anything. Now, you don't have that time to waste. Help the poor, yes, but don't spend too much time with them. Help them, sponsor their children, do what you can do, but don't think like them. Now, my very last point here is that learn to spend less than you make. Now, this is relative. You make a lot of money, but still you spend in percentages. Now, your 10% might be somebody's 12 years salary or 12 years life saving. So that's why it's relative. But always ensure that when you spend in percentages. Percentages that will not hurt your overall financial structure. So you need to be very deliberate with your finances. The rich spend deliberately. They give deliberately. Even when they are throwing parties, it's all on a budget. They always work with a strict budget. So learn and grow rich. Thank you very much. If you just found this video interesting, I would have you like, share, post your comments, and don't forget, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Till we meet again, same time, same place next week. Don't forget, health is wealth.